Hello, world. What's up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We are here live at the Build Studio in New York City. The Good Place is nearly halfway through its final season, and as the team works together to make a case on behalf of all of humanity, even in their darkest moments, a ray of optimism and childlike wonder shines real bright. The greatest version imaginable of Florida man, Jason Mendoza. People really love this show, myself included, and more specifically, people really love the dude playing Jason. Joining me now from The Good Place, the objectively handsome Manny Jacinto is here. How about that, guys? Manny's in the building. Right here. Now, you are correct to woo as such. We're going to get started in just a second, but first, I believe we actually have a peek from this week's upcoming episode, so let's go ahead and run that clip.
Was this a bad idea? I mean, what if this was a bad idea?
It wasn't, homie. It was a good idea.
Can anyone else weigh in?
I'm serious. In football, trying to run out the clock and hoping for the best never works. It's called prevent defense. You don't take any chances and just try and hang on to your lead, but prevent defense just prevents you from winning. It's always better to try some.
Jason, that was coherent.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Manny. Sit right here. Manny Jacinto, everybody. Let's go. That was a beautiful little Jason moment. That was a great clip. I'm so happy they sent that over. How are you, man? Congratulations on everything. What an amazing show.
Thank you, man. It's been unreal. The reception that the show's gotten is pretty incredible. And it's nothing but love from all these fans and everything. So, yeah, it's really special.
I can imagine, man. It's been just a ton of love, and I've gotten a chance to talk to a bunch of you from the show, and that's one of the things that always comes up, is just the way people have responded, the amount of fan art and theories and love and all this stuff, the outpouring of affection for all these characters and the work you guys are doing. It's got to be amazing to be in the middle of all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we didn't expect in the beginning. We were kind of just in this little box, making this weird show with some weird people. And we didn't know if anybody would really connect to it. And fortunately and thankfully enough, people did. It kind of hit, it hit people's heartstrings. It really connected with people. So it's been a blessing. It's been all the good things.
Do you remember when it first occurred to you that people were watching this show as much as they were? They loved the show as much, that you were such a breakout character. When was that moment where you went, oh man, this is a thing?
I was at Disneyland and I was lined up to meet Mulan. Princess Mulan. She was right in front of me. There's a long lineup. We were waiting for like an hour and a half. I was just about to go and take my picture with the one and only. And before I got to go to her, I got a tap on the shoulder, and the girl was like, "Are you Manny Jacinto?" And then I was like, yeah, I am. And she's like, I love The Good Place. Can I take a picture with you? And then right when she did that, another guy, within the line, he's like, oh, that's where I recognize you from. Can I take a picture too? And then this kind of line started to form to take pictures with me.
Turned around, your own Disney cast member was wrangling people next to you.
Yeah.
Set up there.
I did not want to take the spotlight from Princess Mulan, you know? I did not want to do that. Can't take her thunder. It's like, yeah, she like slapped me, but it's that was the moment.
Was it you and a bunch of friends, or were you just waiting to get a picture of Mulan?
It was me and the lady and my lady, yeah, and probably mainly me, if anything.
It was your idea.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go ride a ride. You were like, well, hang on, before we go.
Yeah, we need to do this.
Mulan's
she's not here.
We got to get a picture.
Yeah, she's not here all the time.
It's totally a reasonable request.
Yes,
it's pretty amazing. So. We mentioned briefly backstage, and it's true. You said this at other places, that it is a bittersweet time. You guys, by now, you've wrapped up. You filmed all the episodes, right? You guys are done.
Yeah, we finished up about 2 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Does it feel different, or are you still in that zone where it's like, well, next year we could potentially come all back together? Like it's been you're in that routine, or does it feel different?
It feels like that. It feels like we're gonna come back together. But then when that time rolls around, like in April, and I'm like, oh, where is everybody? I show up to the studio and nobody's there.
You're the only one.
Yeah, exactly. Where is everybody? It'll be I think it'll hit a lot more. I was at the studio just the other day doing some sound bits for the show, and I was riding across some of the sets, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work here ever again, or like see this spot ever again. So it was a little it was very bittersweet.
Very bittersweet.
Yeah.
I remember as a fan of the show when we found out, when everybody found out, it was over the summer or whatever, when Michael tweeted out that like, we've talked about it. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be the end. This is our fourth and last. Everybody was kind of surprised. Hard to argue though. Everybody's like, this is how much we want. This is the story we wanted to tell. We're doing everything we wanted to do. So we're gonna wrap things up. What was your initial reaction when you found out? Oh man, we're packing things up after season 4.
Panic. Yeah. I mean, anxiety, and like you just don't know with this industry. It's a lot of ups and downs, and with a lot of Mike's shows, it's gone on for so long, like with Parks and Rec and The Office, and like 7-8 seasons. So you can't help but think that we're gonna go for a while. But we did know that this was something different. This is something special, and we can't necessarily just drag it out just because we can. And Mike was, this is his baby, and he wanted to have a full, complete story, a full circle. And so at first it was very much like panic and stress, but it's when we got to like the end of the season, it was like it felt right. It felt
once you
perfect.
found out where everything was going to land and how all the pieces fell together,
Yeah.
that kind of give you a different perspective on it.
Like we totally could have, extended it and have more episodes, maybe have like a sequel or something, maybe like a Jason Mendoza, side story or something. But no, I think we need to, say goodbye to these guys, for now at least. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go too far down the bittersweet rabbit hole. It is a rough thing, but it is a beautiful show, and there are a lot of fans of it. Let's go back a little bit, because people do love you on this show and love the character you've created. How did you find Jason's voice? Where did that? Did you read Florida Man articles and go, okay, this but nice? Like, how did you find who Jason was going to be?
At first, I had him play very like urban, like street kind of, and then as I finessed it a little bit, I kind of found the kid in him. I found like his, the child like nature of Jason, and that's what I tapped into. So he's just a mix of kind of like a street dummy mixed in with a lot of 3-year-old. That's a lot of it.
Is that where a lot of the physicality comes from? That were you just like watching like kids, like how they behave when they're anxious and stuff?
The tentativeness, the wanting to please, the afraid to get in trouble. I think a lot of those kind of postures, kind of the leaning forward, the playing with my hands, it kind of came from that.
How much of being a painfully optimistic character for 4 years, how much does that come home with you? Has that influenced how you view the rest of the world?
It's done wonders, because I am, I think, by no pun intended, by build, can be pretty pessimistic sometimes, or just realistic. And Jason has definitely shined a light towards kind of my outlook and how his hope for humanity and for his friends and other people, it's definitely leaked into my personal life. So it's been great.
Do you have like in the way that was a great moment that we saw there over the 4 years, is there a moment that stands out for you that's sort of like crystallized, like this is who Jason is, this is like Jason's defining moment? Have we yet to see that maybe?
I don't know. That's tough, because I feel like as the seasons continue, he's continuously evolving. He's learning to become a better person. He's learning to be less selfish. But yeah, there's always, whenever Jason yells Bortles, like...
Do people yell that at you on the street when they see you? Has it reached that level?
A couple of times, yeah. If I'm like in a big kind of setting, like whether it be like a concert or something like that, I'll get like a Bortles from around the corner somewhere. And yeah, it's interesting.
That's pretty funny. Is that
hilarious? Yeah.
What's the? So I guess concerts are usually when it happens. There's no like uncomfortable situation. You haven't been like in the restroom and somebody's like, "Hey, Bortles!"
Yeah. Unfortunately, not yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. Maybe down the road.
There's you talk about his evolution and him becoming less selfish and stuff. There was a great moment. I can't remember if it was the last episode or the episode before it, but he's with Michael, and they're entering into the bad place, and he's like afraid. But the thing he's afraid of is that his connection might be different with Jen. It's not.
Yeah.
And Michael's like, "Oh, we're in the bad place, and I'm afraid of all these demons and us ending and all that stuff." But he's like, "No, man, I'm just afraid that I won't have that connection." And for me, that was a great Jason moment. I'm curious. what is for you the biggest difference between how you played him in season 1 versus how you play him now? Have you changed any of the physicality or no?
I think the biggest things that I've changed, I mean, it goes hand in hand. Like the writing, our writers are incredibly smart. They know how to create an arc for a character. So in the beginnings, it's just very dumb. He's not really aware of things that are going on, but as the seasons progress, he becomes more and more aware, and more empathetic towards his friends and the people around him. So I think what ended up happening as the seasons progress is that, and what I kind of inherently started to do was lean into more of his heart and his wanting to help, if anything. Because I think in the beginnings he was pretty selfish, and all he wanted to do was play video games in his butthole, but now he wants to help out humanity a little bit. Yeah.
Speaking of not the butthole, but speaking of the relationship with Janet, talk about working with Darcy. She's been on here. She's an absolute treat. What was it like when you guys got to sort of build this odd, specific, unique relationship together?
She's special, man. She's I love having scenes with her. I think it's some of my most memorable moments are usually with Darcy, because we get to do our one-on-ones, just me and her. And I don't know, it's just she's just such a lovable person. You can't help but have a good time with her. Very open, and she listens, and she likes to play around as well. So it's always a good time with her. And I'll definitely miss those scenes and those moments with her.
Have you guys been keeping touch? Is like a group text chat?
No, they're all
everybody's gone off their work and doing
they're
their
all
own
rich
thing.
and famous now, and I'm just left. But no.
I mean, you are going to be in the next Top Gun. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So it's not like they've left you behind. You're doing all right. But
they're not returning my calls or anything. No. We definitely have a group text going on, and we remind each other of that we're family. We'll get little tidbits every now and then.
There's doing just some extra research and see what's going on. There are no shortage of articles on the internet that have titles to the tune of "We have to talk about how hot Jason is. Jason is arguably the most handsome or beautiful man alive." There are countless things that say this. I bring them up. Yes, I bring them up to make you as uncomfortable as humanly possible. No, but I bring them up because one, it's hilarious. It's amazing. It's true. I said in the intro, objectively, you're a good-looking dude. I'm sorry that makes you uncomfortable to bestow all these compliments, but you have to accept it. We all think you're very beautiful. And the thing I wanted to ask, I'm not trying to make you squirm. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
What
it's all
is it?
Good.
Honestly, though, how weird is it to be in the middle of all that? What an interesting energy to be the focus point of. Has it been difficult to navigate that? Has that been such a weird thing to feel? What has that been like?
It is. It has been a weird thing to feel a little bit. For one thing, the writers definitely like to just make me feel uncomfortable. But it's I think growing up, I never really thought of myself as an object to be looked at. I don't know. But it is also tricky because there's a life after the show, a career after the show, and you don't want to be pigeonholed to a certain type or a certain character, or you don't want to get roles just for a certain look. So it can get tricky in that sense, but it's nice.
You mentioned the writers having fun with it. There was something and that I caught in the episode, and then I think it was on Twitter. We have a picture of it. They're going to throw it up in a second. That's cracking me up. Was the hottest savior of the week, where obviously the gag being Eleanor chooses herself, but you made the cut at least 3 times. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad considering the company you're keeping.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are some of the ways that they've gotten you, that they've had fun with it?
Well, in the show, the writers, there's this for one, but I think we're all kind of in this joke. There's a line in the 4th season where we're in the bad. I no spoilers. Hopefully, I'm sorry. Where I'm in a Jason costume, and then and then Mark Evan Jackson, who plays Sean, he goes, okay, pretty good, but a little overboard on the cheekbones. So that was one.
They leaned more into it this season, or has it been a running joke with you
I
guys?
think because it's their last season, they're really trying to get it in. They're like, let's get it in while we can. But yeah, it's kind of always been like throughout, which is
We're gonna turn it over to the audience in a second, and I'm sure they'll tell you more about how beautiful you are. But before we do any of that, I brought it up. I mentioned it briefly. I want to ask again. I don't know how much you can say, if you can or can't say anything, but you are going to be in Top Gun Maverick, which is freaking exciting. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah.
Have you worked on any of that? Have you filmed any of that yet?
We're done.
You're done?
Yeah, we're done filming it. Yeah, it took like a whole year of filming and stuff. But we're done. Yeah, I hope everybody's stoked to see it.
Here's the thing, not a spoiler. Everybody knows because the trailer was at Comic-Con. Tom Cruise is in it. We know that. He's in the
Yeah.
title. He's got to be there. When he was on set, did that change the vibe or the air at all? Like, what was the impact, the tangible feeling that when he was in the room?
It's like a movie star's in the room. It's pretty incredible. It's that man has the power to just silence a room with just his presence. It's pretty incredible, and like it comes from his work ethic and his reputation, and you just want to do the best work whenever he's around. It's pretty crazy to have that kind of effect on your peers and your coworkers and the people around you.
Historically, whenever Tom does a film, one of the largest conversations around that film, whatever it may be, is all the insane things that he insisted on doing on camera himself, be it jumping from whatever building, hanging from whatever vehicle.
Yeah.
This one, we've all talked about so far, that he's in the planes. Tom is in the planes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can answer this or not. Did you go in any of the planes?
I can't answer that.
Can't answer that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's fair.
Yeah.
I had to ask.
But for the most, we know that Tom does not like doing CGI.
No.
And that goes for all the other actors as well.
So does that put all the other actors on notice? Like, oh man, if Tom's doing it, we got to do it.
Yeah, it comes from a sense of ego and and also like wanting to please. So yeah, I think if all of us that kind of signed up for it knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, you knew you were going to be working with Tom.
Yeah.
It changes how you train. Rather you're getting in the plane or not, you are preparing in a completely different way.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last thing I'm going to ask you, talking about amazing people, getting to be around them. This I know you can talk about. I've asked everybody from The Good Place this question. I leave some time to just tell us about how truly amazing Ted Danson is.
Oh, man.
So go ahead. Just let us know that he is exactly who we think he is and what a delight it is to be around Ted Danson.
Has anybody seen the photo of Ted getting arrested? Yeah. That image right there with him, the smile on his face with the handcuffs. Not only is he like the nicest, but he's like the coolest man on the planet. Yeah. If you ever get a chance to meet him, just go up and say hi because you won't be disappointed.
Very cool. Thank you for that. All right. I don't want to take away from any more time from the fans. Thank you so much. We've got at least 3 questions. Let's get to all of them. First one, microphone. Do it.
Hi, I'll reiterate how beautiful you are, as you said.
told you it
So
was gonna be
beautiful.
that.
That's all 3 questions we have is just how beautiful
Great.
you are.
Thanks.
I'm such a fan of the show, and I love the characters. Mike Schur just is so great at creating such specific, wonderful, lovable characters. And I was wondering, what are you going to miss the most about Jason?
Oh, man. With Jason, he really gets to be able to make people laugh, like whether it be our crew or our the actors around him. And I definitely make a point to try and break all of the other cast members. So that's what I'm going to miss, being able to try and like make all the cast members laugh and get them to screw up their lines. That's going to be one of my biggest things, for sure.
Did you pull that with Tom? And he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right? He's like, what?
Trying to get Tom Cruise to break. And
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know who I am?
Yeah, exactly. No, there's no doing that. Yeah,
Different vibe.
completely different. Like, read the room, man. Read the room.
Great question. Thank you. 2 more. Microphone. Go for it.
First thing, you're my favorite character in the show.
Aw,
Every time you
thank you,
came
man.
on, me and my friend, because we always watch it together, we were like, it's Jason. He's the best. So my question is, if you weren't playing Jason, who would you want to play in the show?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, inherently, I think I could play Chidi, William Jackson Harper's character, but I would love to play Janet. Yeah. And I think it would be great if Darcy played Jason. Yeah, that would be a great episode.
There we go.
Yeah, we need to get another season, Mike. Like, yeah.
There's more.
Yeah, there's more content. Yeah.
We got time. I'd love to do one more question. Let's go ahead.
Hi, Manny.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of you, your cheekbones, and also,
Thank you.
you're part of my favorite ship. You and Janet. I love your
thank
ship.
you.
You guys are so adorable. So I wanted to ask. I know you've been in like dancing competitions before you got into The Good Place.
Yeah.
So I was wondering how fun is it to film the dancing scenes in The Good Place, and also do you try and tell the writers that you want to have a dance scene or two?
I don't actually. Thank you for the question. I don't actually have to push them to do it. It's like they want me to get up on stage and put on a show, which is really nice of them. But yeah, it's a little stressful because in regular dance competitions you get like months and months to be able to like put a show up on stage. But with TV, you get like 5 or 6 days to put an episode up. So I get like 1 or 2 days of rehearsals to do this huge, dance number with a 60-person dance crew. So it's a little tough, a little weird, but it's challenging and it's always fun. Yeah, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe we can get like the actual footage of the performances out there, as like a behind the scenes type of thing. But it's out there. I gotta find it. But yeah, it's always really fun. Yeah, at the end of the day.
How do you stay? I don't know. Like, basically, like if an athlete doesn't play a sport for a long time, they've got to get back and they got to train. They got to get back into it. As a dancer, how do you keep up? How do you stay in dancing shape? Like, do you take classes? You keep yourself fresh? What do you do?
Just dance in my room by myself.
No one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I try to take classes every now and then. Like it's getting busier and busier. But yeah, it's like it was my first love. So I always try and go back to it, and it lets me do my own performance just for myself and kind of get out of my head. Yeah, it's always I try and take classes, try and keep that up whenever I can.
I gotta let you go. You got a trillion things you gotta go do, man. But I want to thank you so much. Not just for being here, being a good sport, and let me be an idiot and say you're beautiful, bearded lady to your face. But I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun with you. I want to thank you guys for being a great audience and hanging out with us. You guys are wonderful as well. Good questions. If you're not watching The Good Place, you're crazy. You got to go catch up. It's on Hulu. But if you are, hello, my friend. I'm going to remind you that it's Thursdays, 9, 8 Central on NBC. It's the final season, and it's as good as it's ever been, if not the best. So keep watching with us out there. And thank you, sir. Keep an eye out for Top Gun Maverick. You'll be in that, and we'll see you for that. And whatever you do next, come on back and hang out with us, man. So nice having you here.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, dude.
Man.
Guys, crazy amount of noise. That's Manny Jacinto right there. Let's go.